Hello everyone and welcome to a Q&A. I think, what is this, July?
July. This
is July. Right now we're probably in Greece, but we're filming this early and we're including Alex and Hayley.
They're not in Greece.
I mean, yes, it's for when it comes out.
They're in here.
We've collected your questions from June and we are going to be answering them right now. We have it, this is setup is a little different because we're doing it in Alex and Hayley's apartment. So instead of the TV being behind the thing, we're looking at questions like over here, and I don't have my phone for the questions. Just things a little different.
No one.
Just deal with it.
Jesus Christ. First question is from Alexis Negroni. Hayley and Alex, when did you guys first start dating? Also, how did you guys first meet?
Well, we started dating after PAX 2013 in Seattle.
PAX Prime.
PAX Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We met in Seattle.
I saw you in the airport and thought you were really cute, and then I hit on you a lot until you dated me.
Yeah, I also did my version of flirting.
Which was like hiding and trying to avoid me as much as possible.
I didn't want to come on too strong.
Mixed signals, dude.
But you guys first met a long time ago.
Well, we'd never met in person before.
Yeah, but you guys knew of each other for a long time.
Yeah. We knew of each other's existence. I always knew he was that weird guy in those weird movies. And
I thought she was cute.
And he had a really nice voice, and you're very cute now.
Because when Mao and Hayley roomed together, Mal and I would talk on Skype, and Hayley was in the background of my videos, and Alex was in the background of my videos. You guys were background buddies.
Background buddies. You just said they were both in the background of your videos.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Hey, you don't know.
Yeah.
No, I do. Okay. So yeah, that was kind of how that started.
Yeah. But yeah, so it worked out. It was pretty much instant. Like, I really thought he was super cute. Yeah, no, seriously, so I met up with Chaz and Jeff. Because this was my first PAX, and I met up with them, and they're like, let's go. So I figured they knew what we were doing, so I just started walking away. Turns out we forgot Alex.
Yeah, but I caught up with them, and I was walking up to them, and I saw Chaz, and so I kicked Chaz in the back.
Yeah, he kicked Chaz, and I was like, I like a man that kicks Chaz.
Yeah. And then we talked, and it was yeah.
It was pretty mutual, like right off the bat. We were already flirting with each other.
We had a thing.
Yeah.
Can I also add that this whole format and concept is very, very strange. It's extremely uncomfortable to talk about personal aspects of my life and relationships on a public YouTube video. I don't know why you're doing this.
Don't you want to brag about me to the everything?
What's a brag?
Next question is from devinconn. Was it weird for any of you being, I guess, us, when they started dating?
It was
Mal,
weird.
why don't you go first?
It was weird. Unexpected.
It was weird for me when you guys started dating. But go ahead. What?
It was unexpected.
Yeah, it was one of those things that I didn't know this on the trip, but it was like, I just thought I was crazy. I was like, they're not like flirting.
I knew.
Well, like, it was one, I knew, but I was in denial. I was like, this is no. But by the
Did it offend you that much?
No, it wasn't that. It was just like, it just didn't. I would have never have done that. I would never click that
You
stuff
wouldn't
together.
have shipped us?
Yeah, I wouldn't have shipped you.
You weren't shipping us?
But
like fanfics?
But I think it was by the third day, either the end of the second day or the third day, I was like, oh my god, this is happening. In fact, I remember walking with Taylor, and you guys were like walking ahead of us, and Taylor like pointed at you guys and looked at me and was like, I was like, so like everyone was kind of like figuring this out, but it was unexpected. It wasn't weird though.
Oh.
And like now that it's been some time, and like everything makes sense, but at the time I was really confused. I was like, really? Okay. But now it's better. Dane1647 asks, as couples, you do a lot with your spouses. What activities do you think you would be doing if you weren't in your relationship?
Well, we're not spouses, but we don't. I would do all the same.
Oh.
I don't know. I think I do all the same things. Okay.
What would change?
Well, if I had been you, I wouldn't be in California, because that's the only reason why I'm here. I mean, I didn't like wake up one morning and be like, I want to live in Los Angeles, because nobody wants to live in LA.
Pretty sweet, though. It's great.
It is nice, but yeah, no, I probably would have still been in the Midwest, but you were so cute that I decided to move.
Thank you. I would probably spend more time alone. Watching movies by myself.
I'm glad we could have this moment.
God, it's hot in here. It's so hot. The next question. Let's move on. The next question is from Snivy Xiang.
What about you?
What about you
Didn't answer-
guys?
you didn't
What?
answer the question.
If
Yeah.
it would be the same thing. You would not be living in South Carolina. You'd also be still in the Midwest,
And you would be very lonely.
and I would be alone.
And you couldn't dress yourself or anything.
Yeah, actually, that's the difference between Alex and
I'm
I.
glad
Is
that
that
we all
he is
have-
self-sufficient and I am not. Like I have no idea how
You
to take
would
care of
die.
myself.
You would just fall over and die.
I'd probably be dead. In college, he took care of me.
You picked out his clothes and washed his back for him?
I did.
That's very cute.
He did. I cooked dinner though.
Okay.
Standing by that fact.
Okay, by cook dinner you mean microwave your
Shut
house.
up! It's hard. Snivy, I can't.
Zhang?
Zhang. I think
Zhang.
it's Zhang. How
A
do
little bit of a.
Thanks for clarifying.
You're welcome.
How do you think your personalities play off of each other, both as pairs, both couples and friends, as well as a group? I'm gonna have to chew on that one.
I think okay, I'll start with the two of us because I feel like I am less outgoing and you are more outgoing, and
It's good. It's good. Sometimes I'm too outgoing.
we bring
so-
out the things in each other that we don't have
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah, and you're really good at math, and I'm terrible, so that's
I
good.
don't use. No one ever uses math. Kids, if you're in math class in school, just don't pay attention. Don't do the work. It
And
doesn't
fail
matter.
it. Just fail it.
Never use
Flip
it.
the
in
table
your life.
every day. Go until they ask you to leave.
Math doesn't matter.
What's our pairing?
I do all the things you can.
Which is everything.
Which is everything. That's fair.
Oh, I reach things that are on high shelves.
Yeah, yeah. and
Oh
then-
wow, we're so different, me and you.
And then I
we
reach-
have completely different dynamics
Yeah,
because she gets
basically.
the high things off the shelf for me.
That's good.
Well, as couples, I think we're just a couple of crazy kids, and you two are like so conservative
couple.
and Mormon.
Wait, I thought the question was asking about couples, like the couples and then the friends, like the other way. Like you guys.
Haley and I and you.
How do we
Yeah,
play off of each other, buddy?
I don't know. Well, I mean, Alex.
Is it Dick?
Yeah, he has always been. But like, you guys room together and we room together, so there's that, I guess, interesting dynamic going. So we know each other pretty well.
In a disgusting level.
So, yeah, kind of, yeah. So I don't know. There's like a very tight bond between like Alex and myself and Haley and Mao. So there, I don't know. Whenever you take the couples and put, this is actually 8 people, but when you have that, like everyone's just, there's a really tight friendship. Is I guess the best way of putting that.
Oh, you like us?
Barely.
You're friends. We're still.
it's very hard, but somehow I keep it going. Next question is from Jack Frost. Are there any distinct memories from earlier in your life that stand out to you for some reason, and why?
I remember my first nightmare. That was a really good one.
What was your first nightmare?
I was in an elevator, and
That's
my mom was
scary.
coming into the elevator, and then the door shut on her and ground her up.
What?
And I remember waking up and screaming and crying and running upstairs. And it's the only time I've ever done this as a kid, running up to my mom to make sure she was still alive. But I still remember that nightmare very clearly.
It's so horrible.
Very clearly. It's also my earliest memory.
Had you just watched Final Destination 2?
No, I was like 3 or 4.
Knives in this elevator.
My mom likes the story too because thinks it makes her feel wanted.
Alex, how about yourself?
I have a really bad memory. I don't remember anything further than like 2 years ago.
So that's it. It's over.
Seriously, I'm really worried.
I have that problem.
Yeah,
We've talked about that. Yeah, I can't remember anything before. Well, it used to be where I couldn't remember anything before 6th grade, and now I can't remember anything before 9th grade. So I feel like I can only remember a certain amount, and as time goes on, I forget things. But I have a very specific memory that I've always considered like my best memory from when I was young, and I remember there being a snake on our front porch when I was a kid, and I had seen it, and then I had to come inside, and Mom was like, "Wait until Dad gets home, and he'll take care of the snake." And then he came home, and it's like, "Oh, the snake," and he took care of the snake. It's not very exciting, but that's
Wow.
like
Thrilling.
It's what I remember.
Did he do it like he did the squirrel? Yes.
We don't tell that story.
Oh.
Mal, what about you?
I have a really old memory of Carly was just a baby and the tornado sirens went off. And my mom put us in the basement and like Carly was asleep the entire time, and I remember like I knew I had to be in the basement because of the tornado. My mom never came down in the basement, so I like sneaked up the stairs, like try not to get my head too high up over the next rung, so like I wouldn't get my head chopped off by the tornado.
This is such a
I
big
didn't really
Western
know how they
memory.
worked. Anyway, I peeked my head over the top stair, and my mom's sitting there in the kitchen scrubbing the floor, and I was like, "Aren't you gonna come downstairs?" And she's like, "No."
It's actually kind of sad. Next question is from moonlitlilies.
Moonlit lilies.
Moonlit lily. Oh,
Wow.
I read
Reading.
it. I was like moon utilities, but then it's like, oh, that's not utilities. Moonlitlilies. Whatever. Alex and Hayley, what are your jobs? What is it that you guys do?
I signed a non-disclosure agreement.
That's what he does for a living. He signs NDAs.
Prohibiting me from discussing the details, but I work for a company that does media for theme park attractions. And I am a programmer for the interactive rides. So it's like video games, but you sit in a thing and it envisages, and then I do the things.
In the past, people have known you as do video game guy. So
Well, that's because you tell everyone what I do and you tell them the wrong things.
Wrong thing.
Well,
Lies.
okay.
Lies.
Okay, all right.
I'm a programmer. I write software,
Yeah,
but the software sometimes does fun things.
Woo!
but most times,
Like if you ride in a ride and like you shoot a guy with your gun and the guy fall down, I make the guy fall down.
He's the guy you get to thank for that.
if you had a bad time,
He's the guy you get to
Write
thank.
him- write him an angry
There are
letter.
lots of other people involved in this. Haley, what do you do?
He does
for a
it all.
living?
I work at a hearing aid office, so I'm the only other employee besides the audiologist. So like, while I'm also a receptionist, I'm also all kinds of other exciting things. So I greet people. I used to work for a hearing aid manufacturer, so I do have a lot of knowledge, and we do a lot of business with the company I used to work for. So I've been jumping in and testing out hearing aids. If people come in and say it's broken, I usually do a first test through and tell my boss what I think is wrong, and she is very appreciative of that. And so I feel like people are like, well, you're a receptionist, but that's not really what I do, because I do stuff with the hearing aids. I help consult patients, and I know a lot about hearing protection because I'm really into it, as people know. So I'm kind of the go-to contact to talk about.
She has
those.
skills.
I have.
She has skills.
It's a weird thing that I got into, you know. I mean, if you told me I'd be working with hearing aids, I would have been like, what? But they're super cool because they're actually just little computers that go behind your ears. So it's really tech savvy now. It's not, I mean, they're medical devices, yes, but they're cool because they've got all this technology and they can do all these exciting, cool things. And our office is working with some experimental stuff, which is actually super neat because it's experimental, so we're kind of special. And
Cyborgs, man.
basic, not cyborgs.
Making
And so,
robot killing machines.
but it's
what you do.
but it's fun. It's very interesting, and I'm extremely pleased that I found the job, and it's someplace that actually appreciates my rare and bizarre set of skills. Thanks.
ears and programming
Yeah.
are your jobs.
Yeah.
I could we could join forces and like program some ears.
Yeah.
Next question is from Music Dragon Mountain. Okay. Did you guys stick with your majors once you chose them, or did you switch majors?
How about you people start? Because I went on an exciting adventure.
I'll start. It took me 2 years to pick, and once I did, I stuck with it.
Well, what did you start out with?
Undecided.
There you go.
Completely.
Oh, there you go. Good one.
I think I've probably talked about it before, but I went to school trying to decide between film and graphic design, and then I liked film more, so I stayed with film.
I went for graphic design and then switched to animation. And
You what? You went for graphic design?
Yeah.
You went to SCAD for graphic design?
Originally, yeah, that's why I picked it. Because
Are you serious?
I made websites when I was a kid. Like that was my thing, and I was like, oh, I can turn this into a career. And then I was like, wait, I don't want to be like a design guy.
You liked the programming aspect of the website more than the Photoshop side?
Sort of, I don't know. But I went for animation, and then I was like, wait, I can't draw and don't like drawing. So I
hate
could be an
graphic
animator.
design.
So then I waffled between visual effects and game major, which wasn't a real thing. It's not a real thing, but eventually I decided to do game thing. We talked about this on the last Q&A.
Okay.
Go link in the sidebar.
Jesus. Your adventure.
Alright, so I originally went to Stout for the art program, so I'd been accepted into the art program. But before I even went to Stout, I got in a fight with my art teacher and called off all art for like 2 or 3 years. She made me feel really, really bad. So I called Stout and changed my major because I decided I was never going to do art again. And no, we cannot, no. Anyway, she made me very sad. And so I changed my major to like, I got into like the graphic design management, which like isn't really a major at all. So I was like taking some business stuff, and then I realized I had to take stats, and stats was horrible. And then I was signing up for classes, and I realized I was taking my last English class of my entire college career, and I was like bawling in my room, and I was like, maybe I should go for English. But no, you can't tell your parents you're going for English. But I did anyway, and then I had to leave Stout. That was why I transferred out of Stout, was because they didn't have an English program. So I was like, what can you do with an English degree? Well, you can be an English teacher. And then I realized I'm terrified of children. I know, right? So then I realized I'm terrified of children, and I still have PTSD from fake teaching. And so I really made my parents mad by changing my major to creative writing, but in a way to try to convince them that I was still really smart, I picked a minor in advertising. Now, before I graduated, I had to take a language class. I had failed Spanish, I had failed French, so I stumbled into sign language, thought I was gonna hate it, ended up taking enough to equal more than a minor, but the university didn't have an official minor. But so basically, technically, I have an English degree with an advertising minor, with a sign language minor, just kind of tossed it on the side. I'm not nearly as like, I'm kind of all over the board. But to be honest, I mean, I learned a lot. I was in college for a while, like 5.5 years. I took a couple victory laps, but yeah, no, I thought it was very worth it, because the only reason why I got into the career I am now was because of the signing language, and then I was interested in hearing aids, and then I got hired, and I'm here.
I think you're cramming all of this into a narrative.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily justified. You were very smart, and it's not like you were just dicking around.
There was a lot of tears, but I mean, I'm happy with what I decided on, even though, because I do like writing, and communication has helped me with signing, and communication has helped me in every area of everything. And so I'm happy that I chose it. I'm happy I got the business E minor, and then the sign language has just made me happy. So I'm happy. I'm pleased.
And that birdhouse story was really good.
Oh, thanks.
So your parents.
I got some good
appreciate
poems.
that you were an English major.
That was the journey. The next question is from pcWario. Alex, please explain how you are so much better at picking the Super Bowl winner than Stephen.
It's because I'm bro. I know all the sports. I'm like running the stats. I got my fantasy bowl. I got my league points.
No.
I know when the Steelers are up and the captains of industry are down. That's the team from Albuquerque.
Captains of industry?
The captains
really,
of industry.
they're not a very good team. And I got the spread, man. I know I got like a spreadsheet with all the numbers of the points. I got computer programs that look at video footage of every game and like analyze every footstep of every player to know that Vontario Johnson is got a sprained ankle and he ain't gonna do very good in the game against the Packers. So it's you know, it's like war football.
Yeah, Vontario Johnson.
Johnson's not doing so hot.
He was doing good the first few years, but it's been going downhill.
Really downhill. He ain't gonna bat more than 4 this spread season. He ain't looking too good out on the ice. So I have a superior knowledge of manly football man things, and down there in my man cave with my man pewter, doing my man sheets and manculations to figure out all the footballs. And I think it really gives me an edge when it comes time to pick between two teams that are more or less got a 50-50 chance of winning the game. But, you know, it's a little bit of an edge in that decision. Don't you agree?
The next question is from Mega1 Gamer. Do you enjoy living, this is too good, do you enjoy living in the huge metropolitan cities, or do you prefer living in the smaller, lesser known cities, and why?
I like,
Big city.
well, yes, I like big cities. I like cities where there are things to do. I think it comes down to, I think a better question is like, do you like living in a city versus living in
A town.
Suburban, small area?
Be that.
I prefer cities because I like having things around me.
You like being
Sort
able
of
to walk.
feeling
Yeah.
the pulse of the community.
Don't use buzzwords. You like being able to walk down to a place and get a thing.
I like
You
having
want a
things.
good walk score.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
we got good walk scores.
Man, we had such a
Well,
spreadsheet,
we-
apartment hunting with like the walk score and all the.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like the big cities.
yeah, I agree. I grew up in the country. I thought that's where I always wanted to be, and I was wrong. This is way better.
Yeah, we don't.
I like where we live.
Yeah, I do too. I actually don't mind driving, and I've always driven. And actually, Myrtle Beach is like the least convenient place because everything is just in a line.
Well, you live in LA, you get the best of both worlds. You get all the walkability and all the things around, but you still have to drive everywhere.
It
That
sounds awful.
sounds like it sucks.
That sounds really bad.
It's great.
There's a second question from Mega1 Gamer. It says, Hayley, what were your experiences in the marching band? And what do you have to say to people who plan on joining marching band?
Well, it's super nerdy, but I mean, so my background is that I did it for 4 years in high school and did it for another 4 years in college. I was section leader in college at a music school despite not being a music major. Kind of proud about that. So like 8 years marching total. I highly recommend it to people, even though it's like, again, it's super nerdy, but it let me see the world. I got to go on cheap trips to Europe, got to travel all around the United States, and plus it teaches a lot of self-discipline. Like in high school, we'd do the 5-minute drill where you just have to sit there and stare and not move for 5 whole minutes, which doesn't seem that hard until you're standing there and there's bugs and it's the summer and you're sweating, but it teaches you a lot of discipline.
It's also it's a very nerdy thing, but there's also a lot of physical activity.
And there's more physical activity than people expect. In college especially, I actually had to kick somebody out because she wasn't keeping up.
What was her name? Tell us her name.
No, we don't. Why are you so into shaming everyone?
Her name was.
No, I moved her. Look. We
She
found
lived in an apartment.
Okay, yes.
We
North of
found
Prison.
we
Blank
found
Street, apartment blank. We got
we
it.
found a better place for her instead that she liked a lot better. But
She knows who she is.
she does.
Oh my God.
Anyway, it's physical. It's smart because you gotta like do 2 things at the same time. You think patting your head, rubbing your stomach is hard. Try playing a tune while running backwards and dancing. Yeah, it's real cool. But no, I say because it helps you travel the world. You make really good friends. You all have to trust each other, even if you don't know them. Because I mean, like sometimes you're running backwards and people are running forwards. So it's a good group activity that teaches discipline and together funness, and you get to go on cool trips. And it teaches you leadership. I've actually talked about it a lot, like in interviews, talking about like my leadership experience. I talk about how I managed a section within it was a 300-person marching band, so it was a big one. So it's good for resume building.
And
Best thing that will ever happen in your life.
Basically, yeah.
Join the marching band.
join the marching band. Dan actually asked a question. He says, since moving to California, what is the most shocking way that you have changed? And what's the biggest difference between SD and LA?
Steven, you want to start?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Since moving to California?
Yeah.
Clearly this question is dictated towards the people that have moved to California.
Well, I threw away all my clothes. I still haven't gotten
Burned the
new
clothes?
ones,
All right, what else
'cause all my
changed?
clothes sucked.
You bought a couch.
Got a couch.
Got a couch.
I've gotten a
Love
lot
this couch.
cooler.
No, we know you love this couch. God.
I've gotten a lot cooler since moving out here because I kind of lived in the same hour-and-a-half radius to my hometown, and it was nice to move. And I feel
You
more,
feel
I feel more like
more
confident. Yeah, I feel more hip, and like I like looking at Facebook and then rubbing it in people's faces that I left.
Dude, California is great for that.
Oh, it's so good.
If you live in California, you can be like, you got 4 kids, but I live in California.
Yeah, Hollywood sign.
I'm a movie
I have
star.
2 cats. It's
Settled.
really great,
Settled.
actually. I love
Just
it.
settled.
I'd rather have the cats.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think?
I don't know. I moved to California like 3.5 years ago, and it was also the start of my professional career and moving away from the Southeast. So much changed then and has changed since then that I can't really pin anything down and attribute anything to California.
Well, then what's the answer to the second one?
Oh yeah, what's the biggest difference between the SD and LA?
San Diego is great. I love San Diego.
You lived there for how long? 1 year? 2 years?
2 years.
2 years.
San Diego is a lot like LA. I mean, it has the whole Southern California feel and the great weather and the relaxed attitude and the beaches and the clear skies. Well, it has everything that's great about LA, but on a smaller scale. So it's not as like oppressively large and huge and flat and boring.
So if someone had the option to move out to California and they could decide between San Diego and LA, is there any reason to explicitly choose LA over San Diego?
I mean, LA is great for mobility, I guess. Like if everything is in LA.
Yeah.
Anything you want
Is here.
is in LA.
Besides Waffle House.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you beat.
Go to hell. I really miss Waffle House. But all the jobs are in LA. All the things are in LA. All the cultures are in LA. All the people are in LA.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree.
They don't count. Everything is here.
Stephen George is not in LA.
But if you just want to retire and have a good life and be a Chargers fan, go to San Diego.
well, at least you're honest.
You have to go where opportunity is.
Right now it's
That can be good and that can be bad.
That's fair.
But along the way, you sort of learn what is important to you. And maybe that thing is San Diego.
Yes. The final question is from someone called Bake Mia Cake. It's like they did the thing.
Like their name is
I get
Mia.
it.
Mia, but it's actually.
I'd also like to
Clever.
add. I'd also like to add that between those 3 words are underscores, and both bake and Mia are capitalized, but cake is not.
Anyways, continue.
The question is simply, can you do a group hug?
We're really sweaty.
Yeah.
We had to turn off the fan for the recording, and it's
Whoa. Okay. That's it for this. Oh, you're biting me. You are biting me. You don't think I'm going to tell people that you're biting me? That's awful. That's it for today, this month. Thank you guys for watching. You are sweaty. Oh my god.
What kind of a hug is this?
Something wrong with it. We will see you guys at the end of August.
This makes
This is July, August.
everything much more awkward than it originally was.
Ask questions below. It'll just be Mal and I because we won't be near these sweaty people. We'll see you guys next month. Someone's gonna have to get off.